Listen, the struggle is real, inflation's up, gas is up, and wheels are expensive, and for most of us it's hard to figure out whether those wheels you're going to spend your hard-earned money on are a good purchase or if they're made out of recycled soda cans. Now, whether you have $600 or $6,000 to spend on wheels, we've got you covered with options on our website. There are options all the way from the bottom to the top, and we've got great choices along the way. This video isn't necessarily going to tell you what wheels or what brand to buy, but we're going to touch on some along the way. But this video is going to be your basic guide to each type of wheel, the pros and cons, and whether or not you should buy them for your application. Before I get into the juicy details, do me a favor and drop a comment down below with your favorite wheels, subscribe to the channel, and hit that like button so we can make more content for you. Also, if you have aftermarket wheels in your car already, upload it to our gallery ASAP to help others dial in their fitment. So starting with the cheapest, these are going to be your cast wheels. Cast wheels are made in one of two ways, gravity cast or low pressure cast. Functionally very similar, gravity casting involves pouring liquid aluminum into a mold and letting gravity do the work to harden the aluminum, using gravity and the mold to shape the wheel. Low pressure cast, meanwhile, essentially forces that molten aluminum into the mold, compressing the aluminum more and more and creating a slightly denser grain structure to the metal. At the end of the day, your cast wheels are going to be made through one of these two processes and are functionally very close in terms of quality. Gravity cast is a little cheaper, low pressure is a little stronger. Now let's break cast out into two categories, the absolute cheapest versus entry level. The cheapest wheels you can buy don't technically fall into any of these categories as they're like steel or winter wheels, but who really cares about those? You're not watching this video for that. Stepping up from steel wheels into your first aftermarket option, some solid quality brands are going to be Motiv, Vision, Touren, and Kraze. All these brands have more expensive options, but you can get some of their most cost-effective wheels for between $500 and $600 a set in 18s. Below this price, you may be able to find wheels in smaller diameters. You certainly can, but I'm unsure if they'd really be something I'd want to run on my car. These are all, of course, going to be gravity cast wheels and come in relatively limited sizes and colors. These are basically direct replacements for your OEM wheels, and if you don't intend on going much further in your modification journey, are a great way to really change the look of your vehicle without breaking the bank. These wheels aren't really going to be designed, engineered, or tested with performance or motorsport in mind. They're just cheap, and that is fine. If you want a cheap upgrade, just understand what you're buying and go nuts. To recap, these are going to be gravity cast wheels from a handful of brands and come in pretty limited sizes like an 18x8 plus 40. Pricing on the cheapest wheels you can get is going to be right on around $600 a set for 18-inch wheels. Now, entry-level wheels are going to be a step above the cheapest wheels in a whole bunch of ways, from brand identity to product quality and testing and finishes. Now, where people make a mistake is thinking that these entry-level wheels should look and perform like the highest end wheels, and to be frank with you, that is simply not the case. Some great entry-level brands are going to be Odhan ESR's cast wheels, Katana Heritage Cast Rotiform Cast, Koenig Most NK wheels, and many other ones that are listed on our website. Now, notice that I said ESR Cast, Rotiform Cast, and Heritage Cast. Well, there's a reason for this. A lot of the time, brands that make higher-end forged wheels like these three make similar cast versions for a significantly broader market. You can trust that when you're buying one of these brands, you're getting the same engineering and R&D that go into their forged wheels, into their cast wheels, just mass-produced in specific sizes to keep costs down for them and you. Budget-wise, you can expect to spend right on around $1,000 here, with wheels ranging from around $800 to $1,300 or thereabouts in 18 inches. These are going to be made similarly to the cheapest wheels, but come in better sizes and colors with more brand recognition and technology behind them. These are usually where most enthusiasts who are doing other things to their cars start out. You're going to grab a set of Odhans or Rotiforms, lower your car, do an intake, an exhaust, a blow-off valve, and be happy with it for a while, then move on to something else as your build progresses. These aren't your be-all, end-all, though they could be if you like them, but are generally a great stepping stone to getting deeper into modifying your car. Now, moving on to mid-range and flow-formed wheels. Well, flow-forming is a process wherein a center disc is cast using low-pressure gravity casting, typically low pressure, and then extruded out on a spinning machine. This offers considerable weight reduction, improvement in grain structure, and improved structural rigidity. Now, naturally, this comes with increased cost as well, and that's why we'd consider these wheels to be mid-range, middle of the pack. You can expect to budget anywhere from around $1,400 to $2,200 for these, for a set of these in 18 inches, and some brands we'd look at here are NK's Racing Series like the RPF1 and RS05RR, Forgestar, Gramlite, Work in Motion, Wedsport, MRR, and Rohana. Now, you might be saying, how could you possibly mention Gramlite's Work in Motions and Wedsports next to those American rep brands? Well, one, you're an idiot. Two, they're not reps bozo. Y'all like to call anything not JDM a rep, and it's super odd. But 2, they're all made with very similar, even the same technology. The Emotion, Wed Sport, and Graham lights are all entry-level product from the Japanese big 3 of wheels. These aren't the highest end wheels they make. They are not the holy grail of wheels, but they are great for dipping your toes into the world of JDM wheels and are made to a super high quality standard for what they are. So what makes a mid-range wheel mid-range? Well, one of the concepts we just touched on, brand name. This is where the real name brand wheels start to come into play. This is where your buddy's gonna see your car to meet and be like, damn, you have a set of those wheels? Must be nice, bro. This is also where product quality starts to really differ. Flow-formed wheels tend to be pretty light, all things considered, and there are some performance standouts in this category, like the RPF1 and the Wed Sport models, which are all super lightweight. This is where modifying your car starts to get pretty serious and is where most people end their car builds. But if you're crazy and you want to go a little bit further, we can talk about the big baller shot collar 20-inch blades on the Impala 3-piece or forged mono black Johnnies. This is it. These are the big daddies of wheels. This is where you are going to roll into the car meet and get hit with the damn from your boys. Damn! Now, not all of these wheels are created equal, but here's the TLDR version for you. Forged wheels are, you guessed it, forged. That means taking the metal, applying a ton of heat and pressure, squishing the metal down to compress the grain structure, and rapidly heating and cooling the metal to improve hardness. The most common metal used in the wheel industry is 6061 T6 aluminum, meaning it is a, quote, precipitation hardening aluminum alloy that contains magnesium and silicon as its main alloying elements. Who cares? Then heat treated, which means that the metal is heated to 1000 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 hours, which is the average summer temperature here in Southern California, then plunged into a liquid for rapid cooling, then aged in a furnace at 310 degrees Fahrenheit. Basically, all of this comes together to make an extremely strong, lightweight aluminum alloy. How and why does this matter for your wheels? Well, the stronger and lighter they are, the better quality. That's kind of what you care about when it comes to aftermarket wheels. How strong they are and how light they can be, and also how cool they can look, but like whatever. Some of the top brands in the space are going to be Work Wheels and SSR Wheels, who both use cast center discs, but somehow don't lose much structural integrity doing so. Heritage Forge, which are made about 100 yards that way, right here in the US of A. BBS, Rotiform, Forged, HRE, Volk Racing, Weld Racing, ESR Forge, and the list goes on and on and on. When it comes to these wheels on the low end, you can expect to spend around $3,500, and this can go all the way up to $20,000+. Yes, it's more than your car, it's almost more than mine. And yes, people actually buy those. Now, just because a wheel is forged or 3-piece doesn't make it worth your hard-earned money. Most 3-piece wheels in the US that aren't made in-house, like Heritage Wheel is, are private labeled, meaning they are sent to a machine shop, like Heritage's machine shop, and are manufactured for other brands. No, we can't tell you which ones we do. That's why it's important to confirm that the brand you're buying from actually makes their own wheels start to finish. That means they're doing their own engineering and own R&D. Now, these wheels are frankly completely unnecessary for 99.99% of us. A cast or flow-formed wheel does daily driving duties just fine, but these look cool, are a huge flex, and that's part of the fun of cars. Just buying the thing you think is cool, putting it on your car and seeing the cohesive picture you painted in your head come together, and also mogging your boys by being the first one to have 3-piece wheels. Also, they're super strong and light and will probably last the next 50 years like some of the, vintage Work Wheels we used to import, but those are just added bonuses. So what do you think? Are the cheapest of the cheap good enough for you? Do you want something more expensive because you like the way they look? Or are you gonna ball the fuck out and get $12,000 HREs? Any answer here is the correct one so long as you're getting it from 3-piece US. The wheel that is the best one for you is the one that you like. So go on our website, add your vehicle, search it in our little fitment search thingy, scroll down, scroll up, click the ones you like, and then let us know which ones you're interested in and pick them up off the website bundled with tires to save you a bunch of money. Do not let the internet as a whole tell you which wheels are the best or the worst, because most people that aren't in the wheel industry don't know what they're talking about. Buy the wheels that you like, that suit your budget and your needs for your car build. If you like this video, please do me a favor, drop a comment down below with your favorite wheels. Click that subscribe button, click the like button, share it around with your friends, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, or maybe not depending on when this video comes out, I think it might be dead, and I'll be sure to see you in the next one very soon.